Okay, hello and welcome to my first attempt to put audio to a video. Never done these before, and as you can tell, or you'll notice along the way, I'm probably not the sort of person that's going to make it as a radio announcer or as a YouTube streamer or Twitch streamer or whatever, not with this voice. So forgive me sounding like that kid you might have once played Fortnite with. What I wanted to do today was show you some of the progress that I've made within the game. Essentially, lately I've been working a lot more on the engine, so to speak. Rempi being a really great platform for these games, in that it allows you to really customize it if you really want to. One of the things I've enjoyed doing is pushing it to its limits and really trying to bring some of the fun possibilities into my games. And with Shag the Hag 2, I wanted to give you a great experience in terms of side quests, especially with the bountiful selection of characters you'll hopefully enjoy meeting. To do that, I needed a way to track progress and hints on how to proceed and things like that. Especially given that one of the main questions that I get asked in forums, etc., is how do I progress, especially with characters like Nikita. I get similar questions like that, like I've reached this point with them, and how do I go forward with the relationship? So essentially, I want to give you that within the game, because I feel that if it's not within the game, if you need to go and download a guide to it, then it's probably something that the game isn't doing very well, and it could be improved. So essentially, I want to try and do that with Shag the Hag too, especially given the number of characters that I will have in this game. There's quite a lot, so knowing what to do and where to go next is pretty important. That's what this update is for, is just to show you some of the features, which will hopefully make it into the game and make it a lot easier and smoother to play. So we'll just have a quick look. So press start. And one of the first things you'll hear is music. I haven't put music in a game before. Essentially, I don't know that many people use that. I don't even know that many people use the music, but I just thought it'd be fun to add into Shag the Hag 2. So I went with something with a bit of a quirky Halloween vibe. Turn it off if you don't like it, but I find it humorous. Feels it gives it a bit of atmosphere. What we've got along the top here is essentially your basic options. So you've got your spellbook, which is your spells, of course, your inventory, the loot, tracking your quests, which is the thing we're going to look at today, which is the journal, the quest journal. Relationship advice, this will be your list of characters and maybe some information you'll need to navigate your way around. That's not implemented yet. And celebrate your achievements, which is of course your achievements. And again, I haven't finished implementing that into the game. At the bottom here, we've got your saving your progress, preferences, and what's your skip button for lazy people. Here you've got your health and your mana. All pretty relatively normal things for an RPG. Wouldn't get carried away though. It's not going to be like anything like Dark Souls or anything like that. This is mostly for fun, and you'll have a hard time, I think, depleting that down, etc. It's just more for giggles than anything else. So we'll start with our spellbook. Let's have a look at that. And I've already put a video on this before, but we'll just have a quick rundown of some things just so we can get some see what's changed. On this first screen will be your physical characteristics, so your stealth, speed, that kind of thing. This will affect certain choices within the game. For example, you might need to hide from an enemy or run from an enemy. You might have those choices depending on which one of these is highest. And you might get more of an adventure depending on which way you choose. It's just something to add some value to the game. Next one is spells. Spells will mainly be used in combat. Some might be used in other situations, but mostly used in combat. Mostly pretty simple things. You can hover over the top of the spell here when you've got it, and it'll tell you what that spell can do, and what its spell cost will be, etc. This might change a little as the game goes on, as I get more of the mechanics on combat. Combat will be relatively simple. I'm trying to make it more fun anything else. This one here is your spell stats, so like alchemy, etc. And this will go up and down as you gain your skill, I suppose. And as you hover on that, it'll tell you what it is and what you're going to use it for. Most of this is more, again, similar to your physical stats. It'll change some reactions and some options that you might have in certain situations. Close that with our little close button. Going on to loot. Inventory I've shown in another video as well, but I've changed a few of these buttons around so they're, when you equip it, the discard buttons, etc. do disappear. So unequip, equip, unequip, equip, unequip, equip. Yep, keep going. It's a lot of fun pressing buttons. I really like buttons. You'll have the option to sell, etc. All of these as soon as I've implemented the shop. I haven't done yet, but we will do, and that's when the gold, how much money you have on your character will appear. Gold, again, not really very important, but it'll be handy for buying certain things such as gifts, etc. for characters. So close. This is our journal, quest journal, and it doesn't look like much to start with, but this took ages to implement for someone like me. I'm not really an expert at coding. I have to work at things. So what I've done here is implement scrolling option, which will list all of the quests in the game, and as you hover over or select the quest, I'm not sure which, I haven't made up my mind, on this side it'll populate with where you are exactly at the stage of that quest. So if you've met, say, put it in context of Shag the Hag 1, you've just met Nikita, it will have her listed in here with her quest, where you're up to, and saying something over here like, you've met Nikita, she's really wonderful, maybe you should take her for a walk, or maybe you should dig her grave, clean up her grave area, or whatever. It'll just tell you what the next progressional steps are for you to continue without being too cheaty. It'll just give you a basic idea of where you need to go and what you need to do in order to advance that part of the plot, that part of the quest. It's just something fun in there. Yep, incorporated the close button. There we go. Last thing I wanted to show was essentially the choice menu which you get when that pops up. So just move along from the non-existent wealth screen that I have yet, and the test. This will pop up at the beginning of every week and just give you an idea of where you are at. What have you done? What is your goal for the week? Essentially, so this gives you a kind of good beginning and end to your week, to each chapter that is released of the game. So for week 1, this is our title for our chapter, and it's just essentially some background of what's going to happen, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Love that laugh. Next one on is we're going to press skip button because you don't need to see the script just yet, I'm sure. And at the end of that, these will be your choice buttons in dialogue. So something's happened and now you have a choice to apologize, ignore what's happening, or maybe tease her a little. Normally this kind of thing sits in the middle here. I'm not a big fan, as you can probably tell, of having things fill up the whole screen. I don't like having these things at the bottom. I like having everything in one nice little neat area. And that's what my goal with this game was to do, was to put all of these choices that usually jump up here, I wanted to put them here, so essentially they're out of the way. The reason I like that is because I like keeping this open so you can see what is happening within the game. I compose my DAS images so that essentially it stays within this area, and you don't miss out seeing those moments you like to see. I like to make sure that it's all unobstructed. That's a feature which will continue. I think that's about all I had to show you today. I will no doubt have some more in a couple of weeks. More of an update. Once I finish this UI, then I'll start working on all the actual images that go inside the game. done a little bit more of the script as well. Not too far away, I think. It's all a lot of fun. If you have any questions, do feel free to drop by the Discord, check out my website, and if you feel like helping the cause, I could certainly use the support on Subscribestar or on Patreon if you prefer either really. That's it for today. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.